Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Aniverse Storm Toad Trooper from the Bucky line from Boss Fight Studios. So this is basically just a repaint of the normal Storm Toad Trooper. I don't know the distinction between Aniverse Trooper and regular Trooper. I thought they were all in the Aniverse. The Aniverse is just what they call their universe because they're all animals, so the Aniverse. It's a clever name, but I don't understand. Like, it's just a slightly different color scheme. I mean, in the end, it's just a way to troop build. They wanted to do a repaint. I just don't really understand where they came up with that name, but maybe it's some lore from the comic or the cartoon that I'm just not familiar with. That's very possible. But all that aside, I think it's cool. I definitely wanted to get a couple extra Toad Troopers, so this way I can at least get some different color schemes going on. Really like the artwork here on the card. This severe underbite, which is not shared by the toy itself, but it doesn't matter. I still really like the artwork. It's basically the same toy with, I believe, the same accessories, just slightly repainted. So we'll do a comparison a little bit later on. But if you take a look at the back, you can see we had Bucky, then we had a repaint of Bucky, Jenny, a repaint of Jenny. We have Deadeye. I know there's a repaint of Deadeye that I think was like a BBTS exclusive or maybe shared between one or two online stores. And then we have the two different Storm Toad Troopers. So, again, they just really seem to be trying to get the most out of these molds because they've repainted like everyone at least once. So we'll see how it goes. But again, you have that same kind of comic strip over here on the side. And then you have a little bio down here for the Trooper. So I'm going to go ahead, get him out of this packaging, and we'll take a closer look. So here is the Aniverse Storm Toad Trooper out of the packaging. It's exactly the same figure as the normal STT, it just has a different color scheme, but it looks good. I like the little bit brighter color palette. You have kind of a lighter blue, a lighter green, yellow instead of gold. You have red for the goggles instead of pink. And then the weapons you can see are done in this kind of periwinkle blue. I decided to go ahead and attach the bayonet here just to make it look a little different. He comes with the same accessories. He's got the rifle and then the little pistol. He does have that cartridge here that you can kind of unpeg and then peg in the bayonet instead. He does come with the extra head. And then he also comes with a hat. And you can use this with either one, so you can take the helmet off of that and put it on this face if you want this expression. You can put the hat on either head, and you can see it just has kind of this rectangle peg slot and this big peg. It's sometimes a little difficult to get these in, but eventually you just kind of pop it on there, and then there you go. You have the hat on the head. And then he comes with a couple additional hands, so he's got a pointing hand, and then he's got two kind of open hands. So he can do solar flare. No, I don't know why he has all these open hands, but those are all the accessories he comes with. But he looks good. The head is kind of a barbell piece here where it's a ball joint at the base of the neck and then a ball joint at the base of the skull. So that gives you a lot of possibilities for movement there. Kind of rock side to side, spin completely around. A lot of movement there. You have a hinge and a rotation in the shoulder. You have a hinge and rotation in the elbow as well. And then you have a wrist swivel. He does have a waist swivel. But it's a little difficult to get it to do anything because of the harness. But there is some movement there. The hips are just ball joints. I know because I accidentally popped the one leg off the ball joint so far. But you can kind of kick this forward, kick this far back. If you try to put it too much out to the side, that's when it's going to pop off. But it's just a ball joint, so you can pop it right back on. But you have about this much range of motion and a little bit out to the side. Not too much there, but you can at least kick front to back a little bit. And then you have a single knee joint with a spin and a bend. And then you have the tiniest little hinge in the ankle and then some side-to-side rocking as well. So not a ton of articulation there because you kind of have all that boot detailing. But I do think it looks really neat. And you can still get him in some good poses. He doesn't have trouble standing or anything because he has such huge feet. So yeah, he looks good. I like him a lot. I really like the accessories. I liked the first Storm Toad Trooper. And this guy is no exception. I want to go ahead and bring in the first one in just so you can see how different the color palettes are. So you can see this one's just a lot brighter. He's got kind of a black and dark green with pink accent color and then gold. And then he's got the light blue and green with yellow and then red for the eyes and light blue for the weapons. So again, I don't know what makes one the Aniverse Trooper and one the normal Trooper. I don't even know what they really mean by Aniverse Trooper, but if you're just looking to kind of army build Toad Troopers and you just want them to look a little different so it's not just having the exact same figure over and over again, it's a nice option. It's a subtle repaint that I think both color schemes look really good. And, you know, it gives you a little bit of variety in your Toad Troopers so that you can kind of army build these guys a little bit. One thing I did notice, though, you can see on the back of these hands, he's got that kind of dark green splotch, you know, for like Toads have. This guy does not have that, so he's just got normal green hands. But I do really like the red goggles for the eyes. I think that's a really nice touch. I really like the pink as well, but I think the red looks good. So I really like both color schemes, and I'm glad that I have one of each. Because like I said, it gives you some troops, but that way it's not just buying the same toy over and over and over again. It gives you a little bit of variety. And if you wanted, you could buy like a bunch of these and pretend this guy's like a general or vice versa, or have them be two different kinds of troopers, you know, for different deployments. I don't know. You can headcanon whatever you want, but I think both figures look really good. I should say it's the same figure twice, but with two different color schemes. So I think both color schemes look really good, and I'm happy to have at least one of each. I think this guy's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend picking up at least one of them. Depending on what color scheme you like the best, get either the Storm Toad Trooper or the Aniverse Storm Toad Trooper. Or army build them. I mean, the nice thing about it is because they give you the extra facial expressions and the hat option, you could buy, you know, a couple of these and really mix and match and get 4 different possibilities. And they would all look subtly different. Then when you throw the other color palette in, you know, now you could have up to 8 possibilities depending on the different heads and mismatching and everything like that. Bayonets, no bayonet, pistol, rifle. So you could really, you know, with all the different options here, make a pretty unique looking infantry just with, you know, all the different options. No two Toads would look alike. So it's up to you. I mean, I think they're fun. I don't think I'm going to army build them too much. I'm happy to have at least one of each color scheme. Maybe if there's a sale or something like that, I'll pick up a couple extra. But I do really like them. I like them a lot. I think they look good. The articulation's there. The paint scheme is great. I think the paint applications are really sharp. The accessories are great. I don't really have too much to complain about these guys. They're pretty good. I've really been enjoying this line so far and excited to see what else we get from it. It's been kind of quiet for a while, so I'm hoping the line is still going. I think the last one we got was Mimi LeFou, and I don't think I'm going to pick that one up just because it's not one that I remember a lot from the show or the comic. But I would really like to eventually get to Blinky and Willie, because those were obviously, and Al Negator was another one I really liked as a kid. So those are definitely some characters I would like to see, and of course the Toad Air Marshal, and you know, just let's get everybody. I think there was like a dog general as well in the Space Force. I don't remember. In any case, there are definitely more characters they can do, so I hope the line isn't dead. But in the meantime, I think these are great, and like I said, I would at least pick up at least one version of the Toad Trooper. If you want to get more, go for it. But if you're on a budget, I would say at least get one of whichever color scheme you like better. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.